Today we're on pages 4 and 5 of our textbook. Lesson 2, solving linear equations. Linear equations are our most basic equation. It's an equation where the power on the variable is 1. Steps in solving linear equations. The first thing we're going to do is we'll simplify the left-hand side and the right-hand side when it's possible. And then we use PEMDAS in reverse order to isolate the variable on one side of the equal sign. So we would undo any addition or subtraction first, and then undo any multiplication or division second. Solve each of the following linear equations for the value of x. 3x plus 5 equals 26. There's no simplifying to be done on the left-hand side nor the right-hand side. So solving for x, we will undo the addition of 5 by subtracting 5. And you do not have to show that step. 3x is equal to 26 subtract 5 is 21. 3 times x, undo the multiplication, divide by 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. B, 8x minus 7 equals 4x minus 5, and there's no simplifying to be done on the left side nor on the right side. So it's my habit to get the x terms together. In this case, 4x is smaller than 8x, so I would subtract 4x from both sides. (4x minus 7 equals negative 5. And now getting x by itself, undo the subtraction of 7 by adding 7. 4x equals negative 5 and positive 7 is 2. 4 times x, divide. X equals 2 divided by 4 is the fraction 1/2 or the decimal point 5. For C, okay, so on the left-hand side, we have some simplifying we can do. First off, we have this 6x plus 10 divided by 2. To simplify that, well, 2 divides evenly into each term of the numerator, so let's just divide each term by 2, and we get 3x plus 5. Bring down the plus 7, and the equals x minus 4. Combine these like terms here, that's 12. 3x plus 12 equals x minus 4. I'll subtract x from both sides. And in the same step, if you want, you can subtract 12. So 2x plus 12 equals negative 4. Subtract 12 from both sides. 2x equals negative 16, and divide by 2. X equals negative 8. D, 3 times x plus 2 divided by 2, subtract 1 equals negative 5 times x plus 1. Okay, so we have some simplifying to do on the left-hand side. The only thing here is that this numerator is not divisible by 2, so I'm just going to hold off on the left-hand side for now and go to the right-hand side, and let's simplify, meaning let's distribute the negative 5 over our parentheses. So negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. Bring down the left-hand side. There's two ways we can go from here. We can get rid of this fraction by multiplying every single term by 2. I'm just going to get this fraction by itself. Alright, so let's add 1 to both sides so that the fraction will be by itself. And 3 times x plus 2 divided by 2 equals negative 5x, and negative 5 and positive 1 is negative 4. Now, I'm going to put this over 1 and then cross multiply. These cross products are going to be equal. So in other words, 3 times x plus 2 times 1 is just that, 3 times x plus 2, is going to equal 2 times negative 5x minus 4. Distribute, 3x plus 6 equals negative 10x minus 8. Getting the x terms together, I'll add 10x to both sides. In the same step, because I'm running out of room here, paper space, I'll bring the 6 over here by subtracting 6. So this is 13x is equal to negative 14. Divide by 13 and x equals negative 14/13. Now, I just want to quickly point out there was another way of doing this. At this point here, at this point right here, to get rid of this 2, I could have multiplied every single term by 2. And in doing so, these 2 in the denominator would divide out with that. So we would be left with 3 times x plus 2. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. And negative 5x times 2 is negative 10x. And negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. And then continuing from here, distributing the 3. Combining like terms, 6 minus 2 is 4. And then adding 10x to both sides. And in the same step, subtracting 4. You have 13x equals negative 14. Dividing by 13, x equals negative 14/3. So there's more than one approach you can go about in solving when your equation contains a fraction. E, okay, there's quite a bit of simplification to do on the left-hand side. Let's distribute the 6 over x plus 4, and we get 6x plus 24. And make sure you pick up the negative, the sign there. Negative 2 distributing over x minus 1. We get negative 2x plus 2. Negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2. And bringing down the right-hand side, 2x plus 20. Combining like terms, we've got a 6x and a negative 2x. On the left-hand side is 4x. 24 and positive 2 is 26. And now 4x, 2x, let's subtract 2x from both sides. And the same step I'll bring over the 26 by subtracting 26. 2x is equal to negative 6. Divide by 2. X equals negative 3. sometimes any value of x will solve the equation, and this is known as an identity. When each side is simplified, the sides are identical. Exercise 2, solve the following equation. State whether the equation is an identity. Alright, solving. Again, a lot of simplifying to do on the left-hand side and also on the right-hand side. Picking up this negative and distributing. 6x minus 2x, and negative 2 times 4 is negative 8, equals, distributing 3 over the parentheses, 3x plus 6, copying down the plus x minus 14, combining like terms. On the left hand side, 6x minus 2x is 4x, bring down the minus 8, equals, and on the right hand side, 3x plus 1x is 4x, and 6 minus 14 is negative 8. The left hand side is identical to the right hand side, so this is an identity. And an identity is an equation that is true for all values of the variable. Next, on to page 5, consider the equation 2x minus 6 plus x minus 1 equals 3 times x minus 3 plus 2. Simplify each side of the equation. Combining like terms, that's 3x, negative 6 and negative 1 is negative 7. Right hand side, distributing the 3x minus 9 plus 2, and negative 9 and 2 is a negative 7. This is an identity if the two sides are identical, which they are. Exercise 4, which of the following equations are identities? Well, in order to determine whether or not they're identities, we first go about trying to solve them. So simplifying the left-hand side, distribute the negative 2 over the parentheses, 8x minus 2x minus 6, and distributing 5 on the right-hand side over the parentheses, equals 5x minus 5 plus x. Simplifying left-hand side, these combine to give us 6x minus 6 equals, and this combines to 6x minus 5. So this is not an identity. All right. If I continue and subtract 6x from both sides, we see that our x's cancel out, and we are left with negative 6 equals negative 5. This is not true. So there would be no solution here if we were asked to solve it. This is not an identity. With B, I notice that we have a fraction, but both terms of the numerator are divisible by 2. So 4x divided by 2 is 2x, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Bring down the plus 8. And 1 plus 8 is 9. So 2x plus 9 does equal 2x plus 9. So this is an identity. C, looking at the left-hand side, the subtraction out in front means we change the sign of everything inside. which is the same as changing to addition and changing sign, so negative x plus 7. On the right hand side, distribute the 2. 2 times 2x is 4x, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Combine like terms, 2x plus a negative 1x is 1x, and 8 plus 7 is 15. The left-hand side does not equal the right-hand side, so this is not an identity. And D, distributing 2 over this parenthesis, we have 2x plus 1 plus 2x minus 2 equal to, okay, so here we have another fraction, but both terms of the numerator are divisible by 4, so 16x divided by 4 is 4x, and negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. Combining our x terms on the left-hand side, 4x, and combining 1 and negative 2 is negative 1. So the left-hand side equals the right-hand side. It's identical to it. So this is an identity. So out of the 4, B and D were identities. And this concludes today's lesson. Thank you very much for your attention.